This is the Bracket Breakdown with Ryan, Cam, and Lauren. Sponsored by Gusano's, Bearskin Fitness Center, John Cotton Roofing, and Miss Daisy's Home and Decor Company.
Welcome into our March Madness Bracket Breakdown special. I'm Ryan Bunnell alongside Cam Isimone and our Lauren Burgess, who you'll hear from in just a bit. And Cam, this has got to be one of the best postseasons we have seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's always very hard to choose regardless, but when you have these dominant teams like they have been this year performing so well, there's a good 10 to 12 that can make a true championship run.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of factors that go into making a championship run, especially in March. But sometimes it boils down to simply the path in front of you and the matchups for each team sees in the bracket.
That's right. And speaking of paths, we've got a few teams in the 4 states looking to pave their way and make some noise as well. We'll head over to the corner of the studio, Cam's corner to be exact, to break down our top regional teams, starting with the West. The Arkansas Razorbacks have been one of the faster-paced offenses in the country, averaging about 74 possessions per game through the regular season, led by that guy right there, Darius Acuff Jr. The accolades go on and on for this guy. SEC Player of the Year, SEC Freshman of the Year, and John Wooden Award finalist. And that's just to name a few. His 21 points per game and nearly 7 assists has helped guide the Razorbacks to 89 points per game as a unit, which ranks 15th nationally. They love working off of high ball screens, driving to the basket to make other teams collapse on defense, which opens up the floor for other guys to make big-time plays. And if they want to be elite in this tournament, they're going to have to capitalize on offensive rebounds. They're not in the top 25 nationally in that category or in second chance points. And on defense, they rank in the middle of the pack as well. So getting active around the glass is going to be a high priority for this Arkansas team. They rank 48th in adjusted defensive efficiency, along with allowing teams to shoot about 51% from the field. Steals and blocks per game are about the same. Shot blocking and perimeter disruption is what the Razorbacks thrive in, despite the stats. And when they can get teams pressured at midcourt and run out in transition, they're a tough team to beat. And I got them going as far as the Elite Eight. But there's a strong possibility they exceed those expectations with the talent they put on the court every night and the veteran presence, of course, of head coach John Calipari.
Yeah, Cam, I know a lot of people in this area are going to be having their eyes on the Jayhawks this March. And another veteran presence our local region has been accustomed to for over 2 decades is Kansas head coach Bill Self. This guy right here, he has led his program to 2 national championships and is the Jayhawks' all-time winningest coach. Cam, as the 4 seed, what can we be expecting from KU this time around?
Yeah, so unlike a faster-paced offense like we saw with Arkansas, Bill Self likes a more structured half-court offense. They operate at about 68 possessions per game, and you can see right here, once the ball passes half-court, it touches the hands of everybody. So be expecting set plays and ball movement from Kansas. And with this style of play, the Jayhawks only commit about 8 turnovers per game, which is one of the lowest ranks in the country. Lots of their offensive production comes from inside the arc, shooting at about 52% from the field over the regular season, but only 35% from 3. Melvin Council Jr. has proven to be a key playmaker for this program as well, leading the charge, averaging about 14 points per game, as well as big man Flory Badunga. That's where all of their paint efficiency comes from, Ryan, right? Badunga has been a force down low on defense as well, ranking 3rd in the nation in blocks per game, and he's helped guide this Jayhawks defense to a 93.5 defensive rating, which ranks 7th. For the team as a whole, their adjusted defensive efficiency sits at the top 10, along with their blocks per game. So protecting the paint is a huge part of their success on top of forcing contested shots. And they're averaging about 14 personal fouls per game, which is slightly below average. Kansas is going to want to keep that up and keep guys like Badega and Council out of foul trouble. So for the Jayhawks, it's about balancing that pressure early on and making sure they can last the full 40 minutes of the game without committing too many fouls.
Yeah, Cam, and along with Arkansas in that West region, kind of a loaded region, a lot of big brands. You got UConn, Duke, a little bit of everybody in there. We've also got the Mizzou Tigers on the cusp of making a run as well. And, you know, he's been the anchor man of this offense. This guy right here. Yeah, what can you say just about his style of play and kind of how he's fed into this Tigers team success as a 10 seed?
Well, head coach Dennis Gates said it the best throughout the regular season. He's an absolute workhorse. He's capable of turning defense into offense in an instant. And Arkansas head coach John Calipari mentioned after their matchup in the regular season, it's hard to force him one way or the other. If you force him left, he's going to dominate the right side of the basket and vice versa. That's what this Tigers offense is based around. It's all centered around their attacks to the rim. So with this 3 teams we've covered so far, they all have a slightly different approach when it comes to scoring the basketball. Mark Mitchell and Jaden Stone have been the Tigers' top scorers, while the team has been able to shoot 49% from the field per game. As far as defense goes, they like to pressure the ball in a full court setting. Transition opportunities have been huge for the Tigers as well. keeping up that ball pressure the full length of the floor. Even if you can't come up with a steal in the front court, they hold opponents to about 43% from the field and allow around 75 points per game. So we've seen them beat big-time games, big-time teams and big-time matches up full court. Coach Gates talked a lot about patching up some of those lost possessions after the SEC tournament over this past week. And I know we've seen a lot of numbers throughout this segment. So as cliche as it sounds, it may just come down to what team wants it more. My favorite part of the game, Ryan, is seeing who shows up in these big-time moments, right? It's being a former player myself. You love the stats. We all love to see the stats and how players rank, but it all comes down to what you want to see, the eye test. I want to see who's going to impress me on the floor.
Absolutely. I mean, numbers really only say so much exactly. Yeah. I mean, at this point, after years of busted bracket after busted bracket, I'm not sure if I should really rely on the numbers or the eye test. I feel like
a little combination of both, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like no matter what happens in 2 weeks or in 2 days, my bracket is just going to be completely cooked, completely busted. I mean, Cam, not to throw you on the spot here, but if you had to pick one of these 3 kind of regional teams, Kansas, Mizzou, Arkansas, who do you think has the potential to make the deepest run this March?
You can't really rule any of them out. I would say Kansas is probably the favorite out of the 3, but my personal favorite is Arkansas. Darius Acuff Jr., as we saw in those highlights, is an absolute beast. And not channeling out Mark Mitchell for Mizzou or any other guys for Kansas, but my favorite player to watch so far in this region has been Darius Acuff.
Absolutely. Has a little bit of Allen Iverson, too.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see a little bit more from Acuff Jr. up next. And we've also got our bracket predictions coming up at the end of the show. But first, we're going to be right back after a quick break.